walking in LA. I thought I would take us to Angelino Heights today to see some really cool old houses, some of which you might recognize from Charmed and the Thriller video with Michael Jackson. You know, only the coolest, latest stuff. So hey, let's get walking. This neighborhood, 1886, I think. One of the oldest neighborhoods in Los Angeles. Kind of beautiful and renowned for its stretch of Victorian homes. It has the longest stretch of Victorian homes in Los Angeles. So it sits above the city, above the 101, but definitely not above it all. Right down there is Chinatown, City Hall. I'm gonna pull the Daring Do and cross the street here. Thanks so much for joining, clicking. I'm gonna avoid the house where they're doing construction, but the house on the other side is cool. We'll walk back by it when I come back to my car. I actually drove here today. So thanks so much for liking, subscribing. Subscribe to join the chat. We are walking in LA. We are walking live streaming every day this month, and then 3 times a month, 3 times a month, 3 times a week next month, February. Try to walk a little slower. And get a better look at some of these places. They're pretty cool. This looks like a Sears house from the Sears catalog. Which, you know, cool. House, and then we've got this wicked looking Dutch colonial on the corner there. Amazing. So Angelino Heights we are heading for right now. This is definitely going to be a fun hilly walk. Hey, unknown. Thanks for signing on today. We're in Angelino Heights, checking out some of the old Victorian houses. Calumet's not the famous street, but it's definitely got some beauties on it. Hiya, how are you? Right, I caught that. I think I watched a lot of PBS documentaries about the formation of Los Angeles, and I've seen that. There was one pretty famous house. It was like the last one they tore down. on Bunker Hill. It had a name. So the man whose family owned that, I think they did an interview with him. So we're coming up to Kellam Ave. This area was loaded with these types of houses at one time. And the cool thing is this neighborhood's so vintage that the houses that are not like it are pretty cool too. So Kellam Ave, Victorian era residences, Cultural Heritage Board. Looks like there's about good 7 monuments over here. Excuse me, sir. So we'll just stupidly walk out into the street, but you can kind of see that there's thankfully a lot of renovation going on. And again, I can't imagine how much, especially where these houses are, kind of looking over into downtown Los Angeles, just how much they have seen since the 1800s. I love these kind of houses because they remind me of where I grew up. And the fantastic, well, maybe not the Craftsman. That's definitely a California classic. But this house, definitely. And that house also. I feel like I could have been better prepared with some historic information here. Oh, I love this, really love this Craftsman here. Pretty beautiful house. I bet the back view is pretty amazing. So I've never walked down this end of Carroll Street because the other end is the exciting area, or the better known area. It's where all the historic monuments are. I gotta tell you, my vocal fry is on fleek today. I don't know if people say that anymore, but I do a lot more talking with this channel than I normally do. You can see the city skyline peeking up back there. The backyard views must be killer. And so all these lovely homes sit between downtown Los Angeles and Echo Park. And every time I come here, I see tourists, such as this guy up ahead, and that's okay. So we're in Carroll Ave and Douglas. The view looking down the street is pretty excellent. In 1886, this neighborhood was established. I think this is the house from Thriller, by the way. That might be why this guy is going up on it. One thing I would say is probably don't disturb the people. Nobody lives there. Actually, a lot of tourist action today. Yeah, it definitely was an elite neighborhood, like the first banker or so-and-so. This house is kind of important, I believe. But I'm not giving you the facts. Wait till you see the other side of the street. So a couple of these are historical monuments. Please don't ask me which ones. This also might be the Thriller house. I'll probably say that 4 or 5 or 6 times. I'm just really glad to see that they're revamping it, even if it's not the Thriller house. I think I'd rather live here than Beverly Hills, actually. Not dissing Beverly Hills, by the way. And there, of course, is our lovely Hall of Justice. Again, the downtown skyline. These are kind of 1930s looking regular apartment buildings, and then a California one. This is dubbed Tom Morales Square. I'm not sure why. Kind of creepy that top window is open. But hey. So these are just amazing houses over here, and we picked a nice time of day to come here on account of the kind of pre-golden hour. Hi, puppy. This is a guard dog. He's not very good at guarding. Oh, maybe so. I shouldn't have insulted him. I think one of these is the house from Charmed. I think all of them have a German Shepherd inside of them. A little flamenco detail. Just not what I think of when I think of Los Angeles. We have a little tiny house in my neighborhood that's like 1/3 of the size of this. It's tucked away in a back alley. It's pretty cool. This is pretty excellent also. The nicest thing about these is how vintage they keep them. So I believe that's the house from Charmed. Again, don't know. Actually, there's some buzz up here. This might be the house. But look, another really weird thing about Los Angeles is these tiny little houses that people have in the back. Like, love that. Hey, mature young man. Thanks for watching.
We've got flowers here for like, hey, welcome to the wedding. Great.
Just say halfway.
Yeah, they have built it. Yeah, she'll come flying out of that door.
Say halfway right there.
But yeah, I've been here for 30 years, so this place is a trip.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome.
So again, not what you think of when you think of Los Angeles or California. I love this house, this black and white house on the corner also, because it looks tiny from the front, but it's got that whole bottom level. Let's walk up here. We're on Douglas. He probably does. I wouldn't know. A lot of people live around here. This is, as one of the people, Ty, who's always in the chat, she said, actually this is where the cool people live. Not quite Silver Lake. Well, if you get off that street, the houses are not quite as well kept up. So now we're going to walk down Kellam Ave, which is also cultural heritage. Monuments 109, 176, 207, 220, and 221 if you want to follow along. It seems like all of the cultural monuments are on this block. Let's see if we can spot them. This is a pretty gorgeous one. In case that's Zach Braff's house, I don't want to keep filming. And that, look at that. Not my favorite color, but I get it. I think I live in a cardboard and glass house myself. And the reasons why these don't last so much is because termites. You know those old cartoons where you would see a termite just chew up a house in 20 seconds? Like, they're real. Not that, but termites are real AF. If I had my druthers, I would definitely live in a house like this, though. I have an apartment. And I have to say, I've now lived in an apartment more of my life than I lived in a house, but, you know, I wouldn't mind one without the responsibility. And also, hey, if anybody's in New York, you wonder where CBGB's went, it is right here in this garage. This building, this apartment actually totally reminds me of like Boston, Dorchester, or Roxbury. In LA City. Another little Victorian over there. And down Edgeware here, which is the street that we're walking on. More Victorians. They're not as impressive, but pretty cool nonetheless. Again, all I can think of is carrying tons of groceries. Like, we went to the Hightower neighborhood the other night, and as exciting as it is, just the fact that you can't get to any of those houses except for by elevator. I'm not the best grocery shopper. I'm always forgetting something. We got this one that needs some love here. It's been like that for about 10 years though. As does the one next to it. Actually, this might have gotten a paint job. This sort of steely gray blue one. Totally grunge style. And I apologize. Yeah, this house is totally getting a redo. They're gorgeous. And then there's little tiny ones like this. Is this a Queen Anne? So hey, thank you so much for joining. This is Walking in LA. We are walking in Angelino Heights. Oh, what's this interesting thing? That's a pretty sweet entryway. We are live streaming every day in January. So we're gonna turn right on Douglas Street. I think. Yep, we're gonna take a right here. So this is another reason why this is such a great neighborhood is you're up on the hill, so you're in the Heights. It's somewhat quieter up here. Historic. That is a red Porsche over there, a vintage red Porsche. Should we go look at it? Or is it a Carmen Ghia? It's a Volkswagen Carmen Ghia. Not gonna be able to cross very easily, but I'm gonna try. Yeah, it's a Volkswagen. Little Carmen Ghia action. Stuff doesn't rust out here. Coming up on another beauty. I wish they had plaques outside of these houses so we could read about them. So this is East Kensington. I don't see a cultural, historical marker here. But when I think of LA, that's the kind of place I think of right there. Take that, San Francisco. Just kidding. Wow. And we've got these little craftsman-y bungalows over here. I know for other parts of the country, this isn't that old, but for Los Angeles, these are old. 1800s, late 1800s. Unknown LA is constantly rebuilding. Sometimes it's for the better, for sure. Sometimes stuff just starts to look the same. so big they have not gotten around. Look, there's another little house right behind it, a miniature version. Santa Ana winds and termites. So Victorian, and then we have this really odd one, this colonial here. Wow, that place is deluxe. This is a little more my speed. Cut it down 75%. Santa Ana winds are back tonight. Somebody actually, they caught somebody lighting a fire near the Griffith Observatory today, which was just lovely. As if shit's not bad enough. They put the fire out though. It was nonetheless distressing because it's dry. Now we're looking towards the Hollywood Hills. Pure evil. I'm not a guy that likes violence, but I have a couple proposals for this one. I got the info on Citizen app, which I gotta tell you, that's made to scare people. Also, if they were so concerned about sharing really important crime information, why would they hide it behind a paywall? Murderer 300 feet from you, and then you click on it to find out about it, but you can't find out if they're in the next apartment or the next block over because it's behind a paywall. Now that's evil. Just love these places. So it's that time of year where I never know what to wear. I have a cardigan, sweater on, and then, you know, an army jacket. Because I was freezing when I did the pre-film dog walk, pre-taping dog walk. And now that I'm actually moving at my speed instead of a slow doggy, draggy speed, I'm kind of warm. I love the overgrown look in LA. Like, this is just a really, like, a real neighborhood, it seems like, almost. I mean, look at this cute little street up here. Down to Sunset Boulevard and walk around the little village. I've been going through Hollywood so much recently, just because of the fires and whatnot. I'm really excited to not be in my neighborhood for a walk. Thank you guys for clicking in. If Feel free to like, subscribe to chat, and if you subscribe, please chat. Big day for the USA. I don't want to get political though. I live in California. You know I'm probably a liberal. Here's one for you, very mature young man. Some of the Silver Lake Hills. Actually, we're looking at the other side of the peak here. Kind of close to Dodger Stadium. LA is a big donut city, by the way, and I'm not just referring to Randy's. The business is kind of thin out on this end, but it'll get bustlier as we walk through here. And again, thank you so much. We are live streaming every day in December.
Thanks, ready?
It's not the most delicious smell. Hey H, thanks for joining us again. It is Hip Hip Parade. Belgrin. Another Little Caesars for those of you who love pizza. I never knew there was a Little Caesars over there. Not going, but it's good knowing. should only eat healthy pizza. I'm just kidding about Little Caesars. But if I had $10, my last $10 and I was starving, I definitely wouldn't think twice about Little Caesars. Well, that's funny because once California was part of Mexico. So, natural.
Tienes que meter todos los detalles.
Oh. Oh, this place, Sage Bistro, used to be kind of a cute little place to go, but it was vegan also. It is gone. Oof. Some of the alley scenes from Nightmare on Elm Street were shot here. I'm not totally obsessed with Nightmare. I just talk about it too frequently. The dampness is terrible. I can't believe how clear my skin always is since I moved to this arid environment. Also, I have like really curly hair.
I went straight into St. Joseph Hospital.
And kinky, curly, a little frizzy. But out here, I have like 6 great hair days a week. Although one day my skin will probably dry up and rip off. It's fun, the curly hair, it's just not easy to style. And when it's humid, I look like a mess. So, beautiful days, and just a stone's throw, or maybe a couple throws, we have the lovely Echo Park over here, which we're going to check out because we're here. I'll go counterclockwise. I usually go clockwise. I think it's a mile all the way around. It's kind of like a magical day in the park. I forgot a lot of people are off today for Martin Luther King Day. It is not shorts weather year round. Thank you for asking, H. When we see people wearing shorts right now, they're either exercising or they're from out of town. Because Angelino doesn't wear shorts when it's in the 60s. So, shorts up here, this guy's exercising. Happy MLK Day to you as well. There are not many basements in Los Angeles. But I don't know why. I know in Florida they don't have basements because of the earthquakes, but because of the water. Because I think if you dig down 5 feet, there's water in the dirt in Florida. I could be wrong. I'm not dissing Florida. So when I lived in New England, I wore shorts. The second it got up to 40, I had shorts on and was driving with my driver's windows down. excited that you have a place to get a churro. I've been watching a couple of live streams from New York, and it's always just starting to snow, 6 degrees. I don't know how those guys do it. Hats off to them. Looks like a good swan boat day. Is that the temperature here right now? Because that's Parka weather, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I have been to Maine. I grew up in New Hampshire, and then I lived in Boston before I moved here. I'm an old New Englander. New York City is only great if you don't go outdoors a lot, I feel like, because it's really muggy and hot, and the hot does not dissipate in the summertime because of all the concrete buildings. I wish the walking kept me somewhat warmer, although I really don't think I need a coat or a sweater now that I'm out here. And it was fun for one time. There's Our Lady of the Lake. We no longer know why she's here, because her brass plaque is gone. I can't believe you can fish in here. I wonder if this lady knows that she's being followed by all these. Across from us is the Amy Semple McPherson Foursquare Church. That's what that big white building is over there. I actually had 2 walks in mind for today. One that was a little closer to my house, somewhere we haven't gone, and then this one, and I just really wanted to see those Victorian buildings. Those geese fly all the time from British Columbia down here. The warmer California winter. I don't think we have that big of a pigeon problem. In my neighborhood, what I see the most of are crows. Lots and lots of crows. Murders and murders of crows. And we have, I live in the city, you know, we have like feral cats in our neighborhood and somebody feeds them. But coincidentally, that's also what the crows eat. You know what I realize? Most people do go clockwise. I've never seen crows in my life, and all of a sudden in my neighborhood they literally are everywhere. I try to be nice because, just so you know, crows never forget. Sometimes my dogs bark at them. Straight to you, you know better. Thanks for chatting and joining us. Look at all these people walking in LA. Or swan boat riding. I've seen a few wild peacocks. There's a city to the east of here called Arcadia. And at some point, maybe in the 30s or 40s, somebody decided, or 50s, somebody decided to let some peacocks loose there. And now that city is overrun with peacocks. And you cannot, if you hit them with a car, it's a $3,000 fine, Arcadia, California. So I was one time chased to my car by a peacock, or a peafowl. These guys are pretty sweet though. They don't bother you unless you bother them. This one has got something to say. I've never, thanks for asking, but I've never considered writing a screenplay. I think I have too much ADD. There is one really hilarious clip that comes around of a reporter getting chased by a turkey. I feel like every Thanksgiving. I would freak out too. Birds are kind of scary. Did you see the birds?
Things move around, you know, because my discs are working.
Because they're bigger. The chickens look different in LA, thanks for asking. Because they're not chickens. They're delicious geese. Much gamier. I feel like chickens are kind of lizard-like, actually. Their eyes, the way they blink.
Imagine you tie it up.
Beautiful, peaceful day in the swan boats. Florida has wild chickens. Don't the alligators get them? I don't think I've ever been to a beach in Delaware. Beaches in Florida I've been to. Beaches in California, obviously I've been to. Beaches in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Maine, Rhode Island, no, Denmark. I bet. Okay, yeah, the cat colony in Key West. Aren't those the cats that Hemingway wrote about with the double paw? It's like a double pawed cat in Key West. Alligators kind of scare me, actually. I was in Florida a couple of years ago, in August, really, really humid, and visiting my sister and my mother, and I was staying at a hotel maybe like 10 miles away, and I remember walking out at night from the hotel to convenience gas station store, whatever that's called, the popular one, and because I wanted to check it out. I can't remember the name of it is. And it poured rain, and all I kept thinking was, there are like ditches right next to me when I'm walking down the street. Why is there an alligator not in there? It's gonna just snap me. I'm gonna have to check out Action Kid, because people keep mentioning Action Kid. So I don't really drink at all, but if I had to have wine, I would probably have like a Cabernet, or Prosecco. Problem is, I just literally, I get a headache anytime I have liquor. I can't handle my drink, so I don't, but I like it. I grew up, like, my parents would give us wine sometimes, though, because it was definitely watered down, but sometimes with the Sunday spaghetti and meatballs. Actually, we've never really had spaghetti and meatballs on Sunday. It was usually something more laborious. I love a Pinot Noir also. There's something, I don't want to talk about, there's something about, like, at first, that when you have a glass of wine, like the first glass of wine coming home from somewhere cold, and just like the warm rush that you kind of get after a couple sips. I don't think you get that from beer or vodka, tequila. Hey Gary, welcome. I hope you're not too cold there in Alberta. We were walking in LA, enjoying this January day. I love these built-in benches. Oh my God. 4 degrees below, Gary? Or 4 degrees? 4 degrees below freezing. So that's like, sorry, Fahrenheit, 26 degrees. Sorry, America gave up on the oh-so-accurate metric system in the 70s. We can only do soda, liters of soda. I saw a guy, it's called, another walking guy called the Ken Continuum. He walks in Toronto, and he had to actually stop today because it was so cold his phone was freezing. You gotta stay warm.
Oh man, this color.
Is it a post-cold, no humidity kind of cold, or is it a little bit humid? Because like if it's about to snow, catch him whenever I can. He's usually right on before I go out. So I always check out his walks. That's a beautiful city. Hey Gary, we're in Echo Park, which is a neighborhood in Los Angeles. You can see, actually you can't, you can kind of see through the trees over there. Skyscrapers, we'll see them again. We have a better vantage point up ahead. A mature young man, I hope you have a Canada Goose down jacket. I don't really know what I'm seeing over here. Is that person feeding a little baby goose? Yeah.
Bro, it's everywhere. Oh my god.
I think once you start feeding them, you can.
Jesse.
Right, I love it. I wish more people would do it.
So it's like, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally not even.
It's a free vacation for sure, Gary, and I get my steps in. Also, you know, you get to talk to me live, and if there's something you want to see, you can ask. I've got a person who's been on almost every night, and they usually ask me about hotels or what's at a certain spot, and if we're walking by it, we go. We went, actually, this is probably not a thing I want to do again, but we were downtown, maybe not in the nicest part, and they wanted to know about the Cecil Hotel, which is kind of horror infamous, and we took a look at it. I wonder what kind of fish they catch. I always want to ask. And I wonder if we like load the fish in or just like naturally in this man-made pond. Gary, it is a beautiful day. It is also federal holiday, Martin Luther King Day, so a lot of people are off. No school. Absolutely. I really love, there is a Hey, there is a lot of Spanish influence here, being that this part of the country was once part of Mexico. So the missions are Spaniard Spanish, and the architecture, a lot is Spanish. And the culture, yeah, for sure. But the culture here is also really diverse. It's a great little melting pot, I think. Goose fight. Somebody wants that tinfoil. So I think I got lost, but that's one of the things I find so interesting because it's really different than like the Northeast. Also the desert.
Throw my flyer away.
How's it going? The desert is just a couple hours drive from here, and that's pretty.
He documented. I love it.
So I might be able to see the skyline again before we head out of the park. Mature young man, why don't you love parks? It's truly one of the great things about Los Angeles are the green spaces. I get that. There are iffy people everywhere though. So why avoid the park? I don't really like sitting on the grass personally because you saw all the geese there. I think the one time I came here and sat on the grass, I put my hand in some geese poo. Geese poop. So we're about to walk back through the little village of Echo Park. I'm making my way back to the Victorian houses. Get one last look before I hop in my car. And I will be driving in LA. I'm not live streaming, I'm just driving home. But I'm really tempted to drive and live stream. I just need somebody to read the messages. I can barely walk and read the chat. I don't know why I'm so intrigued by that alley. I apologize. It's the hill. So hey, thank you guys so much for clicking in. Feel free to like and love the support and subscribe to the channel. We're walking in LA. We are walking in Echo Park. One of my favorite parts of Los Angeles. Hey, how are you?
Good, hi,
Pretty good. These lovely, friendly people with Echo Park.
Because I'm fucking Helen.
So as I have been live streaming for the past month, I've made a couple improvements to the stream. I will be getting a backup mobile Wi-Fi this week, I think, to see if I can't increase the quality. And also trying to upgrade the microphone. I've been using a DJI microphone 2 transmitter. I'm going to actually get the other piece of it. I'm not going to do any food yet. I have to learn a couple more tricks. I'm using Prism Studio, which has been great. I'm just not quite sure how to pause the stream and then come back to the stream. And I was saving room for donuts. Laguna Ave looks like fun. This guy's gonna tumble into this sidewalk. We are lucky for beautiful trees. They're not everywhere though, just in nicer neighborhoods. They're the wrong kind of trees though. That ficus, you can see what the roots do to the sidewalk. They were planted a long time ago. They've been torn up in the nicer neighborhoods, but in older neighborhoods, the ficus trees are still there, and the sidewalks go as high as like 17 inches in some spots. I mean, it's not so bad for you or me, but imagine if you were pushing a walker or had a wheelchair. So here we are, back to Angelino Heights, 1886. It actually got its historic thing in 1983. Historic notice? Historic, I'm not sure. I have seen the movie Changeling. Wait, the Angelina Jolie one or the like original one? I remember it coming out, the Angelina Jolie one, but I actually only ever saw the original one with Gregory Peck. But I'll check it out. I get a lot of great movie suggestions from here. My one question was, or is, I didn't really pay that much attention to where I was walking. So where is my car? Dude, where's my car? Love that. And that was great too. I'm not really sure where Fairfield is, but you should definitely visit. So hey, I haven't said this for a few minutes. Thank you guys so much for supporting and subscribing to chat. Really appreciate that. And the likes, I can't see them because I'm using Prism Studios, which I love. Other than that, Come with me. Should I just walk into these people's backyard to see what the view looks like? Hollywood Hills. Somebody's backing up though. I look like a creeper with a camera. I'm not. Most beautiful when the sun sets, I think. Hey HZ, I will endeavor to hold the camera closer to my hold the microphone closer to my mouth. I'm using a DJI 2 microphone, but I don't have the receiver part, so I can't, for some stupid reason, change the volume. So I'll be picking one of those up this week, so trying to improve the audio quality. As we are live streaming every day this month just to test different stuff out and see what would work and what would not work. I had another set of microphones that was pretty crappy, which I am returning. They're probably not crappy for people not walking down the street, but hey, Las Vegas Papi Chulo show, I am in. Thank you for joining. I am in Los Angeles. Echo Park. I love a good not a through street. What mysteries lurk down there? Oh, I watch The Walking Commuter also. That's, I think their name is Gabe, right? I love listening to him, actually, but he's also always trying out new stuff. He was using a Starlink last week. I don't want to carry anything around in my backpack. Although rucking is really good for you. Hey Ed, it is a beautiful time of day. The California sunsets are great. They're great everywhere, but I'm kind of biased. I go to Hollywood all the time. So definitely subscribe. We will be going to Hollywood in the next couple days. That is my neighborhood, so it's the laziest, easiest, and sometimes the most fun walk. Last night, motorcycle gang we ran into. But they weren't a motorcycle gang, but a gang of people riding motorcycles, or motorcycles rather. We saw a premiere of something. So again, it's just a really nice respite of a neighborhood above the freeway. I just walked the craziest loop to get here because the park we were just at is right there. Echo Park. But little more interesting. And made for a little bit longer of a walk. Highway frontage road. Looks like they have one of those old-fashioned underpasses over here. Should we check it out? Should we go under the freeway? Huh, let's take a look. I think I'll save that for another time. It's there. Rush hour traffic. Actually it's not rush hour because it's a holiday, but like if you could see the freeways, they're moving. Favorite breakfast cereal? Captain Crunch, I would think, or frosted wheat. How about you? I also love cornflakes. Kasha cinnamon wheats. Bought those before. There's a fun, difficult parking sign. Still not the most difficult. I never eat cereal for breakfast though. I'm like a cereal as like a snack. For breakfast I usually go whole hog and cook. And then, or have oatmeal, which I did this morning. Oatmeal walnuts. Cinnamon. Let's hope I read the parking signs right and the vehicle is still there. I think I might get some cereal on the way home. Looks so much bigger, the downtown from here. If you've been on any of these live walks, you know that we can get through that pretty quickly. so here is where we started, and here is where I will say good night and thank you. Happy Monday. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking. We'll be on tomorrow around 3-ish as well after we finish up the work. So thank you so much for participating with me, and we'll see you soon. Walking in LA, live streaming every day in January. Thank you so much.